Good evening and welcome to the Kent County Board of Adjustment meeting for August 19th, 2021. We are not going to call the public hearing to order at this point because there was only one applicant for this evening, and that applicant has requested his application to be moved to next month's meeting. So at this point, I'm going to call the roll to determine a quorum.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Carlson?
Present.
Mr. Saunders?
Here.
Mr. Jenkins?
Here.
Ms. Denny?
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. That's seeing 4 present and 3 absent.
Okay, so we have enough present to have a quorum. So, and will you introduce the staff?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamie Fensky. I'm the planner here at Kent County, and I'll be the proceeding officer for tonight's meeting. I have also with me Mark Kennedy from our IT and Mr. Fred Townsend, our legal counsel.
Thank you. And at this point, I'm going to ask that everyone rise so we can pledge allegiance to our flag. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to ask you this, although I know the answer. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda, just for the record?
Yes, ma'am. As you stated, we are deleting application A-21-29 from this month's agenda, and we are postponing it until the September 16th agenda.
Thank you. So at this point, we have nothing on the agenda for a public hearing, so I am going to move directly into the business meeting this evening and call that business meeting to order. We have just taken the roll, so we're just going to move forward. The first order of business is the minutes from the August 19th business meeting. So I need a motion and a second.
Carlson, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the August 19th meeting as presented.
I'm sorry, that's July 15th minute.
I'm sorry, did I say August? Yes. I apologize.
That's
July.
Okay. 15th.
All right, I restate. Carlson, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the July 15th meeting as presented.
Second. Aye.
One abstaining vote to my absence.
Okay, so we have three yeses and 1 absent, so that's not a quorum in approval of the minutes. Just the minutes. Okay. Let's do the minutes. So. That's a yay for you with the notation?
Yes, I vote yes in support of the minutes of the July 15th meeting. However, I was not in attendance for that meeting.
Great, thank you. So having received the appropriate amount of positive votes, the business meeting minutes from July 15th are hereby approved. So, I think, and I'm still going to be on the speaker because obviously we need a record of this, but the decisions are taken off of the tape of last month. I'm talking to you honestly, Fred, because I'm as perplexed, but those minutes are taken off of the tape, and so whether Mr. Saunders or Mr. Jenkins or any of us were here, and if we've read them, they're correct, and that was kind of not signed, but sealed when at the end of the last month's business meeting. So my layperson mind feels as that might be okay, but I'm going to defer to what your suggestion is.
Well, I'm going to suggest that we probably defer action on the notices of decision, in part because there is, I guess, some possibility we could have an appeal from any one of those and one in particular. And I would hate for the adoption of the decision to be called into question. I'll ask Ms. Fenske if that creates any issues on your end, that we just defer action on the notices until...
No, sir, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Because,
And ultimately, I think they pretty much, in what they say at the beginning of the meeting, is that you can go ahead, even though you haven't received your notice of decision. But when you receive it, keep it with your record. So, okay. So at this point, we will move the notice of decisions to the September meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, old business at this point is application 2024, Douglas and Carol Reed and William Berg. Would that be you? Okay. I'm going to ask you that you go to the closest one of the podiums, and he'll need to be sworn because he's presenting his...
I'll go ahead and administer the oath. However, this is not a public hearing, but I don't think it does any harm. And I see that you've got your hand raised and your hand on the Bible. So, sir, do you solemnly swear upon the Holy Bible the testimony you give in this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Please proceed.
Thank you. On July 16, 2020, an application was approved for a variance at 3523 Kenton Road. Application number was Alpha-20-24. Also at the same time, building permit was purchased on 29 April 2021. Building permit number 20-00001383. The variance has expired. I'm requesting that it be extended for 1 year. I am also requesting that anything and everything referencing JPM Contracting LLC be removed from it. Here's the reason why. On 22 May of 2020, my wife gave him a certified check in the amount of $7,000 as a down payment for the job. The check was cashed on or about 26 May of 2020. At that time, he indicated that he would be able to start work in 3 weeks. He has not come out and done anything. He has not responded to our email messages. He has not called us back on the telephone when he indicated that he would. At this time, we are considering that he is in breach of contract. We have obtained legal service to make sure that we get back that $7,000 that we gave him. Again, I don't want anything on it about him or his company. As the homeowner, I am responsible for everything that goes on in my house. Put me down as a responsible individual. As soon as we get through the legal issues, I will find a reputable contractor that will be able to complete the task of putting in a front porch.
Mr. Burge?
Mr. Reed, I'm Doug Reed, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're Mr. Reed?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm sorry, Doug Reed, I'm sorry. I was focused over there when I noticed you were ready to be sworn. My apologies.
No problem.
Just to clarify, your variance is in no way dependent upon that particular contractor doing any of the work. So there won't be any need to remove any references to that contractor in order for you to move forward. So
Okay.
your variance that you've obtained is effective regardless of whom you retain to do the contracting work.
Okay, so my name will be on it then. Am I
Your name
correct?
is on the application as the property owner. Okay.
And it will be on there as a general contractor, I suppose?
This board does not make a decision
Okay.
based on who the general contractor
Okay,
is or who
okay.
you're doing business with.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
Now, I'm not speaking for the permitting process when the time comes to get your permit,
Correct.
because that's a whole different department, and that really isn't up to us, that is up to the planners, okay?
ma'am.
Was when you apply for the permit. So at this point, what I'm understanding and need you to clarify is that you are here because you need an extension on the 1-year timing from the date of the original application. So
Exactly.
you need another year
Yes,
or
ma'am.
so. Okay, so at this point, if we said till August 30 of 2022, would that, at this point, fill in with your time? What would you suggest? Okay. Would you believe, because that's actually just a little more than a year, but, or is that,
That is acceptable.
So it may be the case that they're permitted to ask for a 1-year extension, which probably would run back to the date the variance was granted.
okay.
Be from the notice of decision is what we do it from. So that would be August 20th.
20th, okay.
Year from then.
So I take that back, August 20th of 2022, okay?
Okay?
All right, so, is there anything else you needed to say?
Just here to answer any questions now.
Okay, thank you so much, then you can have a seat.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, and then we also have on here Jason Pfeiffer.
Yes, ma'am. Do you want to do a motion for
Okay,
24 first?
okay. I thought we were going to hear and then another meeting. So do we need we need to vote on Mr. Reed's application, so I need a motion and a second.
I make a motion to extend on A-20-24 based upon staff recommendations for a year extension.
Crossan, a second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to extend application A-2024 for 1 year. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, actually, I guess because of the nature, we should call the roll. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Hearing none. Application A-2024 is hereby extended for 1 year. Okay, now Pfeiffer.
Sorry. So we have Mr. Jason Pfeiffer. He was seeking a variance from the 15-foot side setback to build an attached garage. He is also requesting a 1-year extension due to the problem having, oh my gosh, having difficulty finding a contractor.
Okay, and he's not present this evening, obviously.
No, ma'am.
And does he not have to be present?
You would need to have the applicant here, but for an extension, I wouldn't require it. Now, if there's no, I would put it to you this way, that if certain of the members were uncomfortable voting in favor of an extension without having heard the basis for the extension and the justification for it, then you just simply table it until the next meeting.
He did provide a letter. If you'd like, I can read it into the record.
Please.
I would like to request a 1-year extension for a variance approved August 20th, 2020, application A-20-28. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I have been unable to locate and hire a contractor willing to take on the scope of work. I currently have several appointments scheduled with the builders and independent contractors to get this project started, but I don't think I will be able to apply for the permit before the variance expires. A variance extension would be greatly appreciated. Mr. Jason Pfeiffer.
So, gentlemen, if you're okay with just that reading of the letter, as I am, then what we'll need is a motion and a second. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, then please speak up.
Is that A-2028?
A-20-28, yes, sir.
Okay, Cross, and I'll make a motion to accept and extend 1-year time period for variance for A-20-28 based on the staff recommendation and the letter provided by the homeowner.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Hearing none. Application A, 2028, is hereby extended for 1 year. Okay, and at this point, we have new business rather. So we're looking for a motion to adjourn because we're not going to address the notice of decision, so that's it. Okay. Motion to adjourn, I'm looking for.
Motion to adjourn?
Cross and second.
If you have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So the meeting is adjourned, and congratulations. I believe that this may be the shortest meeting ever held by the Board of Adjustment in the history of its existence.